Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. Beautiful day out here in the coast of Oregon. It's just like, it's kind of chilly, but it's really clear. It's really nice. It's a great day. Everybody was in a really good mood today. However, the guys over at Cronin Company are not in a good mood. I got this letter from them today, and I thought I'd read it to you. Now, Cronin Company is one of my vendors, one of my favorite vendors that I use for basically like laminates, tile, flooring in general. They're a flooring company for the most part as far as flooring distributors. But anyway, I thought I'd read you this letter here that I got from them the other day. Or actually, today I got it, but I think it was sent yesterday. And it goes like this. Portland, Oregon, February 5th, 2019. The Cronin Company, which has been in business for more than 100 years, has made the decision to begin winding down its operations. The company explored all alternatives to winding down, but determined that taking the action in an orderly fashion with the support of the secured lender, U.S. Bank, is the best interest of the creditors and interested parties. The company is not shutting down immediately, but will liquidate its assets over a period of time to generate cash to pay its creditors. All of Cronin's assets are secured by perfected liens held by U.S. Bank. After the bank has paid in full, the company will begin paying its unsecured creditors with any remaining funds. At this time, the company cannot estimate what amount, if any, will be available to pay unsecured creditors. Suppliers are asked to immediately cease shipping any and all merchandise to the company. The company will assist its customers as best it can to transition you to another distributor. Any open orders will be filled if possible. Cronin intends to complete the wind down of the company on an out-of-court basis. The Cronin Company was founded in 1878 by P.J. Cronin as a saddle and harness business in Portland, Oregon. In 1962, the company entered the flooring business. The company today is run by fifth generation of Cronin family. So, sad day for Cronin. I feel for those guys. I know what it's like to work for businesses that shut down. I worked for 2 different lumber yards that shut down. And I tell you, leading up to it is not a good feeling. You just don't know. The uncertainty is just overwhelming, where you just don't know if this business is going to, stay open, if you're going to have a job, if you should go and take another job or what. And, once the word finally comes out and it says, hey, we're closing, then it's almost as if it's a relief. You're bummed out, you're losing your job, but now you can move on with your life. You don't have to deal with this uncertainty anymore. And so, yeah, I feel for you guys over at Cronin. My thoughts are with you guys. I know where you guys are at. I've been there before, and so, hang in there, guys, there's a lot going on out there, so hopefully you'll find some gainful employment right away. But moving on here, I thought I would show you some of the other distributors that I use out there, some of the more common ones. And, the first one I'm going to show you here, this is, I'm not going to show you the names of these guys, just because I don't want to be the guy who's like, hey, buy this stock, don't buy that stock. That's not what I do. I'm just trying to show you guys the information and let you guys figure it out for yourself, And this is one of them that I use here. Now, these guys, they do a lot of interior building stuff, like insulation, drywall, doors. They handle like interior, exterior doors. Stuff like that. So, and you can see here, this is a 5-year-long chart, and they topped out, I hope you guys can see this, they topped out at just shy of $10, like $9.25 or so. And now they're way down here at like $2.50. So that was a huge drop over the last, basically since the beginning of 2017, they just been on this downward trajectory. And then these other guys, these ones deal with a lot of lumber. So I buy a lot of beams. I buy a lot of plywood from these guys. And same thing. So that was a 5-year chart. This is a 2-year chart. And so you can see here back in July or so. Hope I got that right. So back here in July, that's where they topped out at just shy of $50. And now they're down here around 28 or so. So yeah, you can see they're on that same downward trajectory. There is a little uptick here on both that one and the other guys. The first one I showed you there. There is a small little uptick there. So you can see they actually bottomed out down there at like $1.75 or so, and they're up at like $2.50. So there is a little bit of uptick, basically since the beginning of the year. And that kind of makes sense if you look over here at the global ETF called Wood. And this is a global timber and forestry products. And so you can see this is a this is also a 2-year chart, and you can see they topped out in July as well, right? So that makes sense. And then they came down, and since the beginning of the year, we've actually had quite a decent move here in the timber prices. I haven't seen that reflection yet into the retail prices. Our 2x4 standard and better stuff is still very low compared to last summer. But according, to this chart, that is the low for right now. And I noticed that the pressure treated prices kind of ticked up a little bit this week. So I would imagine that's probably this little move right here that's going on in the World Timber ETF here. That little move up there is probably the reflection of the pre-T prices going up. And I would only assume that if this kind of continues, that the 2x4s will also start going up as well. Now, if we see this turn and go down the other way for a while, then yeah, this summer is going to be really awesome to build, to do your building, because 2x4s are going to get really cheap. But if this keeps going upward, then yeah, we're going to start seeing 2x4s going back to the prices they were last summer. I assume that this is probably going to continue up for a little bit, but then we're going to start seeing the downturn again. Only because I just don't see that the building industry is going to be as hot and heavy as it has been. So they're probably not going to be selling as many 2x4s, and the timber industry in general probably won't be the hot and heavy business that it was last year. Could be wrong on that. I'm just kind of guessing, but anyway. Oh wait, do I have one more? Who do I have? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you D.R. Horton, the builder. These guys, they are like a huge home builder. These guys do thousands and thousands of homes. They do high-end stuff. They do like retirement villages. So these guys, they really do a lot. And I drew a pink trend line for these guys. Now I don't know if you can see that trend line there, but it's growing right there, and you can see it actually busted a bit of the trend line. It's kind of bouncing along the top of it. So this is one to keep your eye on. If you see it starting heading away from that trend line, then yeah, maybe my idea about the 2x4s and the global ETF would be wrong if this continues up. But if it breaks that trend line and it goes down, yeah, you're going to see T4s getting really cheap next summer. I'm just assuming, because these guys would basically symbolize how much the other guys are going to be buying, right? So if these guys are buying, then all the other guys are buying too. All right, makes sense? So anyway, that's why I brought this one up to you guys. So anyway, I feel bad for you guys over at Cronin. Believe me, my thoughts are with you. I've been there before. I feel for you. So anyway, Uneducated Economist. I'll talk to you guys later.